enjoy it. Feel free to ask questions. I can't promise I can answer them directly, but I will try my best. Also, if possible, please keep chats in English when possible, because I do not speak Spanish. It's a disgrace, I know it. My audio is super low for this. There we go. It is quite okay, Veldsquag. Vineyard, we. English. I'm sorry, it's possible not everyone speaks English. Try to keep it to it though, but you know, if it's not possible, then you know, it makes the moderator job easier. Well, Igor is Brazilian, I believe, but MrCab is not. It is okay though, just you know, it's overall the people speak English, but you know, it can be helped. Anyway, right off the bat we see a divergence. MrCab going for Tundra Man, while Igor going for Impact Man. Not much of a different routing between the two otherwise, it's just a matter of preference, though some people favor Tundra Man for the mobility that you get. Not Tundra Man, my apologies, Impact Man. Igor facing up the first mini-boss of the series shouldn't be too much of an issue. MrCab also not having too much issues with Tundra Man. Mega Man 11, what's there to say about this? The most recent Mega Man in the quote-unquote classic series. The first Mega Man game to be released without the input of... apologies, what am I... Yeah, Inafune, my apologies. It introduces the double gear system, which, wow, Igor getting that perfect jump over there. Very dangerous jump. But yeah, it introduces the double gear system where Mega Man has access to sort of an upgraded attack, which either slows time or gives him a massive power increase. You'll be seeing the power increase a lot because it allows players to actually skip the Robot Masters. Both of them approaching their respective bosses almost at the exact same time. That is actually very impressive. And we'll be able to see if they can skip phases. Much like the overheating system in the Mega Man X series, bosses have certain moments where they go into a phase, but both players just skip the phase entirely. They're not having none of that. This is a speed run. Nobody has time for transformations. This isn't Dragon Ball Z. So they will probably switch up their stages right now with MrCab going for Impact and Igor going for Tundra Man. MrCab actually visiting the store, which I'm honestly surprised. I have not seen that in this tournament yet. Stopping by to visit the store is obviously allowed as per the tournament rules. It doesn't matter if it's on the weekends or not, so we won't be hearing any complaints about that. And as I said, Igor will now be visiting Tundra Man, with MrCab going for Impact Man. You'll be seeing both players shooting a lot of lemons. This Mega Man game is actually the first Mega Man game where there is a built-in turbo function. It doesn't matter how hard you mash, the mashing is on par with the maximum output of the turbo. As I said, it is built in the game, so it is an allowed function. Yes. Alright, I've been kind of talking a lot about the stages. I have not paid much attention to the movement. As you can tell, Both players are utilizing their special weapons right now, with MrCab freezing a lot of the enemies, while Igor is using the impact dash to get through the stage very quickly. One of the areas I should... Ooh, Igor actually missing that tank. I'm not sure if that was intended, but... Oh, Igor is losing a lot of time on that and ammo. Oh boy, Igor is not having a good time. The snow pellets are actually knocking him down and he is out of ammo. So he has to give up that tank, which hopefully will not cost him. Anyway, as I was saying, one of the newer functions in this game is the ability to quickly select any and all weapons you want, thanks to the analog stick controllers. Previously, of course, for the classic series, you had to either menu or use the LNR buttons or the back buttons, shoulder buttons, whatever you call them. And in this game, it's no longer necessary. You have a quick selection of any weapon you want. MrCab making quick work of the level. To his credit, Igor is ahead right now in the stage. Honestly, Igor had a much quicker time going through the Impact Man stage. So he is still, well, honestly, he is ahead right now. MrCab still has a small portion to clear before he reaches the boss. And there we go. And Igor pulling ahead with his boss kill. MrCab should make short work of Impact Man here. It all depends if he can skip the stage or skip the phase. He should be. If he misses his burst fire or whatever it's called, it will actually trigger a transformation in the boss, which will cost a lot of time. And he has to do it right now. He took that hit. He got him. Perfect. Well, both players now have all the mobility that they want. They have the crowd control that they need. They have the ability to actually freeze that flame wall if they have to. As we can tell as we enter Torchman stage. Torchman being a distant cousin to Fireman, obviously. While I take a moment to catch my breath, how is chat doing today? How was your weekend? How are you feeling right now? And most of all, who do you believe or predict will win this match and why? Please give me your thoughts. I apologize for the noise you just heard. Apparently my cat decided this is a good moment to go crazy. Kitty says hi. Well, it is Mega Man 11 and this game, while not overly difficult, question mark, it punishes mistakes very harshly. And I mean incredibly harshly. I have seen players in this tournament take deaths that they otherwise would not take, and it just costs them the match. So it is still anyone's game up to Wily 4. Actually, it's anyone's game up to the refights. Also, giving a shout out to the staff members of Speed Gaming 1 through 8, I believe, yes, for helping us organize this tournament. And of course a special shout out to the organizers of the Mega Man 11 tournament itself. Also, MrCab, you're playing, you should not be in chat right now. And we call Fiesel Skynet. No, MrCab is the true Skynet. Participating in chat while playing a game. MrCab making quick work out of Torchman. However, Igor is increasing his lead substantially by this point, so he is playing very solid. If he doesn't make any mistakes and he keeps this up, he is a good contender for the victory here, but still, it is anyone's game. As I said, single mistakes can be punished very harshly. As we can say, the Torchman weapon is just blowing up half this stage. It's working as intended, but you have to question, is Mega Man really the hero of this game? I mean, that's a lot of damage. Mega Man just destroying all this private property here. Igor playing very solid with the Rush Coil. Alright, Igor visiting his boss, telling him he no longer wants to work for him, quitting his job, firing the boss, with the incredible shout out to the fireman design. I mean, Mega Man is basically just a fireman cosplayer at this point. I approve of this. While MrCab is trying to play catch up as much as he can. Also, good use of the Rush Coil, and I dare say he gains quite a bit of time on Igor.
Time to begin the countdown. What's wrong? Don't be a dud.
Ooh, that is a good question. The time of the world record. That is 33. Yep, okay. Thank you, chat. I actually believe it's below sub 33 right now. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up in a bit. MrCab is just listening to my commentary, thinking of, what is this guy talking about? This is a bad commentator. Well, if you wanted a good commentator, you should have just forfeited the race and commentated yourself, but no. Just kidding. MrCab is a great guy, always helping. Yes, it seems. Yep, it seems so far it is 33, 30. Either 33, 33:30 or 33:31. Let's look at them leaderboards here. No, wait, I cannot look at the leaderboards. I have to pay attention to the game, where Igor just took a death. I believe he took a death when I was not paying attention. Commentator's curse. You see, I take my attention away from the game for like a second, and people just start dying left and right like this is Game of Thrones. I mean, that shouldn't be happened. And as I said, right now it's anyone's race. With, well, actually, I think MrCab is still, yeah, they're still very close together. Say, Mr. Cat. Well, we can actually test here. When is Igor getting past this boss? At 15:02. I'm not really sure what constitutes as worst room in this game, because I have seen a couple of rooms that kind of deserve that title. Okay, so MrCab is about 20 seconds behind right now. I'm switching audio to Igor because he is ahead right now. Hopefully that works out. Ooh, Igor, no! That is a very costly death. Igor, no. No. And for a moment my screen is actually freezing, so I cannot exactly give a play-by-play here. There we go. But yes, that was a terrible time. That was... Oh my, that is just a awful spot to die in. As we mentioned, like just the sheer amount of harsh punishment that this game dishes out. Igor. Oh no. Oh Igor. Oh Igor. What are you doing, my son? What are you doing to my nerves? My heart, my soul. Doing his best right now to use the speed gear to its maximum efficiency. But yeah, this game, it's... You better love your jump and shoot, man, because oh boy. Also guys, a shout out to both of these players, MrCab and Igor. Give them a follow if you can. See if they actually turned off their notifications. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Give them some moral support. And MrCab finishing off Mr. Blockman. The most original named character ever. And Igor finishing up too. Both skipping that very annoying super stage of Blockman because we do not want to see that. Yeah. Just a lot of the deaths in this game are just you accepting your fate because there's nothing you can do at certain parts. You're falling and then you think, oh boy. Well, Chelny, to be fair, you would be one to know about funny deaths. I've seen you have your share in this tournament. But yeah, as I said, both these people are amazing runners to watch. Good commentators too. So give them a follow if you want to, if you can. I'm sure they will appreciate the support. And while I'm at it, give a follow to the speed gaming channels 1 through 6, which are currently in use for the tournaments. We have various tournaments happening right now, and wow, MrCab just annihilating them. So I blinked and it was over. Ooh, this. I get bad flashbacks to Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES when I see this. The bouncing. Get your Chelny frogs out there. Gotta respect the memes. Carter Freak doing God's work right there. Excellent room by Igor. But yeah, Igor has a lot of catching up to do. Oh, no, actually... Wait, did I miss something? Is Igor ahead again? No, he isn't. Okay. I do apologize for the lack of informative commentary right now, but I kind of jumped in last minute and my commentary is not at the level that I wish it to be yet. Alright, yeah, MrCab has a significant lead right now, about, I want to say half a stage, maybe? Using his M-Tank because why not? There we go. And fooling the game into believing he already climbed all the way up. Skipping a very big chunk of time there. Igor doing the same thing. Having caught up very well despite that very bad poorly timed death. But then again, when is death properly timed? And now we deal with this guy. I have to give props to Igor for using the Japanese voices and not the American ones, because oh my god, the puns. The puns are bad, they hurt. My body, my soul. And yep, both players are about seconds apart right now. Igor lost a lot of time. MrCab had a death too, I believe. But just great. They're just giving it their all. As I said before, the winner between this match will be facing ME11 MK in losers round number 3, and the loser will be eliminated from this tournament. And we do not have a assigned channel just yet, but the next match in this tournament will be tomorrow between Moonwakai and Carter Freak. So feel free to keep that in mind. Ah yes. Well, it is a very snazzy hat. Yeah, remember Mega Man 8? It's okay if you don't, but we had a weapon there that people did not like because it looked stupid. Because Mega Man just kicked the ball, despite it being a very powerful weapon. People judged him for it, and now he is shooting rubber bullets everywhere. And I have to agree with Davey, this is a very well designed level, utilizing the most out of Mega Man's weapons. And sync hype! Get your hype in chat, people. Get the poggers out. We are 6 stages in, and they are on the same screen right now, with Igor pulling ahead again. Ooh, MrCab, be careful. Igor on a much better area with better health and better weapon ammo. And just as I say that, he takes a hit intentionally. And the boss here, Mr. Fuse Man. Totally not related to Elect Man, obviously. But definitely one of the more interesting fights. Just a bit quick. Bounce Man makes very quick work of this guy. Oh, and MrCab missed the skip. MrCab! Does he have 1 health left? I can't really see on my screen, but it looks like he has either 1 or 2 health left. MrCab, the clutch. Alright then. Next level, because my heart is enjoying more levels. Acid Man. Igor, take your energy, dude. MrCab needed that energy. Of course, the mandatory underwater level for Mega Man. Fortunately, not too much underwater, but underwater levels are underwater levels, and they are generally well liked in every game ever. Looking at you, Zelda fans. Ooh, Igor, cutting it very close next to the spikes. We have seen deaths like that by a pixel, and it is always very clutch to see it. Let's see how MrCab goes through it. Is he gonna hug the wall? No, MrCab playing it safe. Quarter of a second is not worth dying for. And as you can see, the quick selection between weapons and utility items is just... It makes this arguably, no, not even arguably, it makes this the fastest playing Mega Man game in this series. Comparable to the later X series where you get multi-dash and air dash. It's just so much fun to watch, and I can only imagine how much fun it must be to play this way. Acid Man is... Yep. I think that might be the fastest way to kill him too. I don't think it's possible to kill him one turn earlier, but... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the fastest. Igor getting the kill. Let's see how MrCab does it. Ooh, MrCab missing it. Getting it on the rebounds. Not too much of a time loss there, and now we see Villain who was behind it again for the 11th time. Dr. Wily. Kitty, I know you love chat, and chat probably loves you, but no, away from the mic. Alright, on the Wily 1. Igor pulling ahead and ahead, even despite the death earlier. Just, it shows how much of a proper player he is, and just as I say that, he falls down. Okay, I see how it is. Anything to prove the caster wrong. Just anything, you know? Call him a good player and he just plummets down the screen. Igor, you are the worst player in history. Do not set a PB. Reverse psychology. Reverse psychology for people. Excellent jump by Igor. While MrCab is also just... Ooh, he misses a jump. There he goes. Okay, he gets it. That could have been very dangerous if he got hit by a straight pellet there. Shouldn't happen, but it's Mega Man. It can always happen. Right. Good use of the speed gear there by MrCab, playing it safe. But he is not near the he was not close to a checkpoint there. But yeah, Igor is building up his lead. Using the acid shield, perfect. Just getting through it so well. MrCab taking another tank, because why not? None of that. I'm saving it in case I meet this one and really need this for. Nope. We live in the here and now. Use that tank. We get a callback to another classic Mega Man boss, the Yellow Devil, who has a new gimmick this time with all the mini devils. Let's see if we can get a quick kill on him. Igor misses it. Miss? Ooh! That is rare to see that miss. It is possible to kill the Yellow Devil on the first rotation there. It's not a big issue if you miss it, but it can cost you time. So if Cap gets the kill here, nope. He misses it too. That's a shame. He could have gained a couple of seconds there. Well, to be fair, Yellow Devil in Mega Man 1 forced to be reckoned with. He took no prisoners and he showed no mercy. Also, a special shout out to Mr. Mumu Akai, who made several very good tutorials on this game. Give him a view on YouTube if you can, because if you're interested in learning the game, learning the speed runs, the strats, those tutorials will help a lot. Some information might be somewhat outdated, but over the whole, the gross of the information is still very correct. Also, to the people in chat, whom of you have actually played this game, and what were your thoughts on it? I haven't played this game myself yet, but I am very interested in picking it up. Oh boy. Yeah, I have to keep my attention to this because things go bad here. Yeah, that was not a good time for Igor. Just remember what I said, that deaths are punishing? I'm not sure if, Igor realizes this, but he is going for the absolute worst kind of punishment in this game. It's nice of him to give MrCab a handicap here, but holy crap. Let's see where Igor is. Well, I guess we'll see how much of a difference there is right when they reach the boss. But I'm gonna guess it is a very big... MrCab, be careful. Ooh, that is... I know it's probably not as clutch as it seems, but rooms like that always scare me. And MrCab is going to enter the boss fight at 33. Okay, just tease us a bit. 33.50 as he enters the screen. So we'll just have to see how far behind Igor is right now. Also, this boss is yet another somewhat reference / shout out to one of the bosses in, I believe, Mega Man 4? One of the Cossack bosses. And yes, Callis, instant. Okay, Igor is about 30 seconds behind right now. Spikes in any of the Mega Man games are usually an instant death. Oh, this is... Igor gets the kill. MrCab starting the next stage at 34.50. So I believe Igor made a lot of progress. And it's refight time. 2450. So yes, Igor gained about 10 seconds in just that one boss fight. So the refights will be decisive here. Obviously there are still wily fights after that, but these refights will determine everything. Igor was 20 seconds behind on the bosses, on the refights as we enter this stage. And this is where the final bits of punishment will come in. If either of them miss a phase on the boss, and they get the powered up phase of the boss, it will be decisive. As far as I can use that term in this setting, of course. MrCab barely clutching it, but that was still a slower fight than what Igor did. Bounce man, not being an issue. Better bounce. I believe MrCab finishes Bounce Man slightly faster than Igor. Anyway, MrCab has 3 bosses down now, and Igor just finished up the 3rd boss for him. Yes, okay. So they both have 3 bosses down, but they are different bosses. MrCab started with a different boss compared to Igor. Yes, Igor is about 1 refight behind right now. And on the previous end of the Wily stage he was 30 seconds behind. He caught up 10 seconds on that boss fight. He was 20 seconds behind when the refight started, and I am pretty sure that is about 10 seconds now, maybe even less. MrCab finishing up a boss fight, Igor finishing up a boss fight. 5 fights done for... Yep, they both have 5 fights done now, so they are equal. Like more or less a second apart, maybe? And it's not the traditional sync, but sync. This is getting in clutch. Again, people, get your final predictions in. Who is going to win it? Igor pulling ahead because MrCab, again, he misses out on this quick kill. Which is the same boss that he missed a quick kill on earlier during the first fight. Oh, Igor. No, he misses the quick kill on this boss. And MrCab pulls ahead. And oh, Igor still... He gets it, but that is precious seconds wasted. MrCab entering the final widely stage at 39-12. Igor starting at 39-22. 10 seconds. He has still gained 10 seconds. It's a shame on the refight, but still. Let's see if we can get a plateau skip here. Oh, MrCab, no! Oh, and Igor is... Yep, this puts Igor firmly in the lead. What an unfortunate death. And MrCab probably does not have the weapon. No, MrCab! MrCab, what are you doing to my heart, sir? You're breaking my heart. Well, that is highly unfortunate. Press F for respects, people. F for respects. That was just highly unfortunate. With Igor going into the final Wily fight. And Igor missing a few shots now. And Igor's low on health. He has to be careful not to take a death here. One hit and it is over. Oh, Igor! What are you doing? What is this? What is this? I'm sorry if I sound like I'm kind of trying to yell whisper, but it is 1 AM over here and I have neighbors. But oh my god, what is this place? What is this? MrCab firmly ahead again. Oh my god, what is this? The last Wily. MrCab. Who will be doing it? MrCab pulls in at 4140. And he is hereby the winner of this match. Facing Enea 5MK in losers round number 3. Oh my god, what is this? What were these Wily stages? My soul, my body. Just... oh my god, what... And Igor is still not out of the clear, he still has to finish. Oh, he might have timed that a bit too fast. Nope, he got it. Igor finishes. At a time I cannot really see right now because he doesn't have a timer. MrCab, you are wrong. We must talk to you about this run. And Igor is still not out of the clear, he still has to finish. Oh, he might have timed that a bit too fast. Nope, he got it. Igor finishes. I don't believe I'm supposed to hear my own echo here, but... okay, a little bit of an echo there. Oh, well, we are... And welcome, MrCab! GG, and congrats on your victory! I'm very sorry if I'm laughing a bit, but... what was that like?
I would be laughing too. Hang on, I'm remembering I've pushed a talk turn on here. I don't even know where to begin with this.
I don't believe I'm supposed to hear my own echo here, but...
That happened. That's about all I can say about this race. I don't think either of us wants to talk about what happened.
Welcome to the channel, Igor. Also,
hey, how you doing, guys?
GG.
Man, what a race!
I don't know where to begin. I just really do not. Like, Igor, you were playing splendidly. I can't put it in any other way. Barring a few mishaps, your stage plays were really good. Refights, before the boss, before the refights, you were 30 seconds behind on MrCab. You gained 10 seconds on the boss fight before the refights. And then you missed the stage, on the phase on, what was it, Blockman, I believe?
Blockman.
MrCab pulls ahead, dies twice in the next Wily area. You are firmly ahead, and then you die to Wiley. I cannot express my emotions watching that. I don't think Chad expected this. I know I didn't expect that. What are your thoughts? And feel free to let your emotions run wild.
Well, I want to have two things to talk about my run. The first one is, like I said in chat, is I went for the spike jump. That was the only thing I wanted to do, the spike jump on impact. So I'm happy with that. All right, but I had to choke on everything else after that. So yeah,
you took that
weird brace.
You took that in the most unfortunate area, like so far away from checkpoints.
I lost the tank on Tundra, and I had to do the Blockman stage without the W tank. And I forgot how to do that without the W tank. So
yeah, what went through your mind in the refights? Like, were you aware of how close you two were, more or less?
nah, I wasn't watching the stream, so I didn't know how Cab was doing.
MrCab, I saw you pop up in chat a handful of times.
Yeah, I keep an eye on it. That was yeah, I mean, yeah, I was keeping an eye on things like you were suggesting there too. So I was kind of looking over every now and again, like, oh wow, I got to keep going now. And then, I mean, I feel like on both sides here, if you had a bingo card of places like to mess up a Mega Man 11 run, you probably filled it up in this race.
I'm pretty sure that would have been 100% bingo cards, or close to it.
See, I didn't get the fall in impact. I decided to try and work in an extra impact in block for some reason because I was nervous about the jump after the E-tank. I'm like, oh, I'll just impact, and I crashed and fell in the pit. Nice, go me.
Yep, that was like 3 or 4 pixels, slightly too low.
It's just that race happened, I guess, technically.
It was a glorious train wreck that just got better the longer it lasted.
I mean, it's one of those things where I know when you're watching that and you're not involved in it, it's amazing. So you're welcome, viewers, but I need a drink.
I don't know how many deaths Cab had, so, but I took one death, 3.
The one in block, and then the 2 in Wily 4. I've never missed those impacts across the giant spike pit, and then I had no rush left, so I'm just like, well, I guess I'm just riding this elevator at this point.
I believe I took the worst death, man, against the Sniper Joe in Wily 2, I guess. Yeah, Wily 2.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a bad one.
When he doesn't die with the block thing. It's just a pain.
With all of that said, MrCab, you're advancing in the tournament. Igor, you are unfortunately out of the tournament now.
It's a rag luck, Cab.
Sage Hero, I just want to wish you good luck against I-95MK. If you're looking at the bracket, you know why.
And thanks for having me, guys. I'm logging out.
Thanks for the race.
Before you leave, Igor, is there anything you wish to say to your viewers or any shout-outs you wish to give?
Well, I just want to thank you guys. The Mega 11 community is amazing. Everyone is just very helpful. And if the community just wants to race this game and learn the speedrun of this game, everyone is just very, very, very helpful. So shout outs to the Mega 11 community. And thank you guys.
All right, Igor, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the race. It was very entertaining, though I can imagine it not being too entertaining. The Johnny Frog out there, give it another shout. GG's, and I do hope to see you again in future Mega Man tournaments, because I think we can honestly say this was a bit of an upset.
Yes.
Confirmed by the opponents. MrCab, do you have anything to add to what has been said? Any shoutouts you wish to give?
Shoutouts to Tech and everyone behind the scenes here. Shoutouts to everybody who's worked on strats. I mean, I know early on I was watching a lot of Eine's streams of this game, and that was like week 1 and 2 of this game being out, so it's kind of neat that I get to race him now. Wasn't expecting this, but I'll have to do everybody proud here, and try and cut the 40 in the next one. Somewhere between all these big 20 games I'm supposedly working on in the background, but let's go.
Plenty of time, dudes. So we have a matchup tomorrow. That's let's see. It was Carter Freak versus Mumu. Any thoughts on that match?
Oh my goodness. That is your other winner's semi-final match for the right to play Reebs in
No,
winner's
it's
final?
round 3. The Reeps match is the semi-final.
Oh, it's winner's bracket though.
It's winners bracket, yes, but it says round 3. So
Well, it's still the final 4 of the winner's bracket either way. So
yeah, sure.
watch that one. That one will be good. Yes. Hopefully it's less entertaining, or entertaining in a different way, I guess, than this was.
Hey, dude, entertainment is entertainment. I'm not knocking it. I had a great time watching this.
Well, I'm glad someone enjoyed it then.
I believe the chat enjoyed it greatly. Like, once again, chat, press some Fs for respects, because I think both players earned their respects here.
Yes.
All right, I think we're gonna have to, close it up right now. MrCab, thank you very much for.
Thanks for commentating.
Again.
Jumping in on the short notice.
Very short notice, yes. Good luck in your next match. We haven't decided a date on it just yet, but I'm sure we'll see it happen very soon. To chat, please give a follow to both of the runners. They have both earned it. Give a follow to the Speed Gaming channels for various tournaments that we have. We still have a Super Metroid / Link to the Past tournament going, I believe. We still have the weekly races of Area of Sorrow randomizers happening. Honestly, it's just too much. We have the Super Mario Brothers 3 randomizers happening. It's Randapalooza right now. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off here. Once again, thank you all for watching. Racers, thank you for racing. And I hope to see you again in the future when this tournament continues. Until that time, I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you enjoyed your race.
Have a good night, everyone.
Happy night.